Hi, Keith. So the film, or the whole project, started with a chance encounter with someone who ended up being in the film. Do you want to tell us how the whole thing started?
Yeah, sure. I found a dog in the summer of 2009, and I tried to find the owner looking around my neighborhood. And I put up signs and I knocked on people's doors, and no one, I didn't find the owner. And then over the course of the next 2 months, I fell in love with the dog. And then at 11:30 one night, I was out walking the dog right across the street from my house, and this guy comes over to me and he says, "That's my dog." And we had an hour and a half argument about it, back and forth, and like, why didn't he put up signs, and why didn't he knock on people's doors? And in New York, the racism that exists, just if he knocked on people's doors, the police would have come immediately. And I mean, someone with a lot of the things that I assumed one would do were very specific cultural gestures, right? They were not, he just wouldn't put up signs, because when I said, well, why didn't you put up signs? He's like, if somebody takes something, it's lost, like it's gone. You don't get it back. It's not like, people don't just say, oh, I found your wallet, right? Where he's from, which is a tough part of New York. So we ended up working it out over the course of that conversation, but at the same time, I felt like he was actually a really nice guy. Like, I got a good sense from him, and later he told me he got a good sense from me. Like, we were not rude to each other. We were just both like trying to work this thing out. And so that in the morning, when I paid him the money that he had paid for the dog, I said, let's make a movie about this, because it's very revealing about race and class and ownership and expressions of love. And he was suspicious at first, but he ended up agreeing to it, and we made the short about that. And then we became very close over that process, because my process for making that movie and the rest of this movie is through a lot of conversations with the people in the movie, and constructing the story around that. And then we decided to shoot the rest of the movie the following summer.
So you both collaborated on the story, on the script?
Well, the script was very short. It was like 20 or 30 pages maybe, but the story we didn't collaborate on so much. Like, we just talked, and then I kind of constructed a story out of certain elements of that that were approximations of very real things, and then other things that were completely fabricated by me, and other things that were from other sources. So we didn't collaborate on the story, but we collaborated on the process to the story. And then when we were shooting, it was very collaborative also.